Yellow. Sorry, I sound like a fucking old head picking up a phone. What's going on, guys? GZTV back with another video. The last video of the night. I might stream some Fortnite here in a little bit, maybe some 2K. Maybe just mess around on 2K for a couple games. But we are here with another video. Now, I just got done watching the movie Seven, which, my God, I have so many thoughts on that movie. Can't wait to talk to it with you guys tomorrow. I mean, it's gonna be a spoiler review. We're gonna go through the plot, but that movie had one of the craziest plot twists, but that's besides the point. This week, music dropped, obviously, every single Friday. You can catch me on this channel pretty much every Sunday night. Uh, I don't know why the fucking shit. The neon light or whatnot is fucking up, but that's good. Okay, we're going to talk about the music that dropped this week. Now, Lil Uzi Vert and Joey Badass's albums we won't be talking about because obviously I've already done reviews to my channel. I think the Joey Badass one was pretty shitty on my part, and I apologize. I kind of just went through some memorable bars, which I guess, to an extent, is kind of what Joey Badass does. But, yeah, maybe I should have given you guys a better review, and if it wasn't substantial, I apologize. But, yeah, let's go through the first thing. Megan Thee Stallion and Future dropping a new song called Pressurelicious. Interesting collab here between Megan Thee Stallion and Future. You know, Future definitely slid on his part. And again, Megan Thee Stallion is cementing herself as a more and more likable female rapper as the weeks go by. You know, she has great people on her songs. Plan B was a good song, in my opinion, one of my favorites of hers that I've listened to. I respect female artists, you know. There's some of them, they get a little sexually graphic and whatnot, and I'm not all with that, but, you know, it is what it is. It is the culture behind female rap. You know, they like talking about their pussies. I guess every fucking female does. I can't really put that on rappers at all. But, yeah, Megan Thee Stallion and Future. Solid song. A lot of this stuff I won't have much to say about it. A lot of it I'm just going to be kind of, acknowledging it's there. Some of the stuff I'm being acknowledging. Because, again, I listen to this stuff on my Twitch stream, GZTV live on Twitch, all lowercase, no spaces, no nothing. I don't think you can have spaces. You might be able to have underscores in a Twitch username. But, yeah. Anyways, up next, Lil Durk and Southside with a new song called Save Me. So Lil Durk is collabing with the producer, as we have gotten news that Lil Durk and Metro Boomin are going to be dropping their collab album by the end of 2022. So here in the next 5 months or so, we should be getting a Lil Durk Metro Boomin album, which Metro Boomin is even harder than Southside. You know, Southside has had some great production credits this year on, you know, Hold That Heat. I think he's had his own album, if I'm not mistaken. Hold That Heat with Future and Travis just holds true to me. It's not really that good of a song. It doesn't hold true. What am I saying? I'm like jumbling up my words here talking about this. It's not like the greatest song, but it's cool. It's kind of a weird chorus. It definitely works, though. It's definitely catchy. Yeah. Not much to say about this Durk song, though. Jackboy released an album, majorly independent, which there's some. I mean, the main purpose of this album is to not really have any features. He's pulling a Sincerely Contrell, like kind of Youngboy did. He did have some features on here. Actually, after I talk about this, I want to talk about one of my favorite songs of the week, and you guys are going to know who this is by because I'm one of his biggest dick riders. Homo. No homo. No homo. No homo. Jesus Christ. Okay. Majorly independent. Really, Mozzie's the only one on here. I just listened to that track. You know, Mozzie's been going crazy. Mozzie's been dipping his toes into just about everything hip-hop. He's been with a lot of different artists. He's getting his name out there. I give all credit to Mozzie. I mean, he's been doing this for years. He's been a part of some big projects. But, you know, he's a rising star right now. He's kind of having like a little Durk comeback year. And he dropped an album. We will talk about that for a little here in a little bit. But up next, I don't know how many times I've repeated this song. We have 777, Yeet, and Young KO with the brand new Hold On, which this wasn't credited in the rap post. Rap, come on, you got to up your game on the IG there. Shout out to you guys for the New Music Friday list every week, though. That's kind of what I go off of when I'm on stream and I'm listening to new music. So shout out to them over there. They're a big channel, so they don't need a shout out. But It's just that. The song is so good. Yeet is definitely hopping into his R&B bag. We've heard some Jesus. We've heard some snippets. The Madness song, I'm swerving the madness. You know what I'm saying? Like this type of vibe we're getting more from Yeet. So I'm not really it's not really anything new to me with Yeet. I know Yeet's been doing it. I don't listen to all of his leaks. I think it makes me kind of a shitty person if I listen to all of his leaks, but I've definitely been paying attention to this stuff that's been circulating on TikTok. I know the negative connotations, the cringe factor that is TikTok. I know I'm on there, but I have a pretty dope For You page, may I add. So Yeet snippets have just been popping up everywhere there on the TikTok, and he likes to have these vocal inflections, and I'm really liking it. And he's really tapping into his Young Thug / Playboy Cardi influence here, and those two artists have had big influences on his careers. Although he hasn't really cited Playboy Cardi as one, I already know, with the beat selection. I mean, I don't like comparing him to Cardi because truthfully, I don't think he's really that much like Cardi. He has a baby voice at times. I mean, I guess that's not even the biggest thing about Cardi up to this point, but he has different beats than Cardi. Cardi would not rap on a Yeet beat. He might at times, I don't know. Whole Lotta Red did kind of spawn this new generation. I got to give Whole Lotta Red and Playboy Cardi all the cred for that. But, yeah, we got to move on. I've been talking about this for a little too long here. Mac Miller comes out with a very interesting record here. Out of the blue. Obviously, it's not Mac Miller dropping the album. It is posthumous. The posthumous God. Thanks to his team and thanks for Mac Miller for putting out so many good hits before he passed. Rest in peace. Yeah, you have To Live Kweli and Bun B. These are the big hip hop features, or the big artists that I've heard of on here. I actually listened to a good 7 or 8 of the 13 songs in there. I don't listen to these full albums. Mac Miller's not an artist I think is one of my favorites. So I'm not gonna really dive into it that much, but it definitely has that mixtape feel from Mac Miller. If you look at his mixtape catalog, he has a studio album catalog and a mixtape catalog. If you look through Faces, the song Diablo really inspired a lot of stuff off of here. I feel like. If you listen to albums like Faces, Best Day Ever, Kids, maybe even Blue Slide Park, those 4 albums definitely kind of have a touch, and they kind of had an influence. I Love Life, Thank You, the posthumous release here from Mac Miller, and I definitely enjoy this. He's spitting bars more than he almost ever has. He was definitely in his kind of, starting with the Divine Feminine, going into Swimming in Circles, he definitely took kind of this jazzier, direction. It wasn't necessarily hip hop or rap as Apple fucking labels it pretty immaturely, the right word is ignorantly, but yeah, he's just been going in a completely different direction, and all of a sudden we get this new posthumously released mixtape where he is just spitting, and I love it. I love the soulful, I love the R&B, I love the jazzy Mac Miller, and those are some of his best albums of all time. Swimming in Circles are interchangeable in a lot of his fan base for his best album of all time, but mixtape Mac Miller was undefeated. Songs like Smile Back, Best Day Ever, Donald Trump, Nike's on My Feet, The Spins. Let me just look through here. Songs like that in his early mixtape days really painted this picture of this I don't even know, Earl Sweatshirt Doris-esque artist. That's what he really reminded me of when he was releasing those mixtapes. But anyways, up next, Nardowick drops a deluxe. I was kind of disappointing that this wasn't its own separate release. Who is Nardowick 3? It turns out it's a sequel. And yes, it is pretty much a full-length album, honing in 12 tracks. But it's not a separate release. And I don't know why that bothers me. Maybe I have a little bit of OCD. I'm not diagnosed with that, so I'm not trying to be fucking cool and say I have OCD and make it my whole personality like so many people do. But, I mean, you know, you got the Burning Up song with the Kid Leroy. You have Lotto and Lakia on the Baby What You Doing remix, which is a pretty solid song on his original effort here. Well, Lakia was already on the song. He added Lotto. I didn't listen to that much of this album. It's not bad. Riot was one of the I think it was the only single you can technically count Baby What You Doing as a single to the album, because we kind of got the gist of the song. Whether or not Lotto added anything to the song is honestly up to you guys, because I don't know. I was kind of just zoning out on stream, you know what I mean? So maybe I'll go back and listen to some of these. You know, I saw I'm Dante reacting to it. Maybe I'll watch his video. Shout out to I'm Dante, goated streamer. But yeah, Nardowick. Not much to say. Yeah. Mozzie, again, dipping his toes in everything. He drops a 15-track effort with a fucking crazy feature list. ESTG, Shorty Shorty, YG, Blast, 42 Doug, 2 Chainz, Saweetie, Roddy Ricch, Yo Gotti, who else? Who else was on this damn thing? I mean, this guy had it all. Black Youngsta. I mean, obviously most of these guys are on the CMG label, and most of these guys, you know, with the press of a button, he could... that sounds weird. With the press of a button, he could get these guys on his track, so I guess I can't credit him too much. But Roddy Ricch, that is big time shit, and you know, Roddy Ricch, you can say, oh, he fell off. You can hop on that hater, that negative dick suck train, I guess. It's still a great feature to have. There's some interesting songs on here. I wouldn't say this project is necessarily memorable or anything, but Mozzie definitely delivers here. His first major album, you know, he's been dropping music for fucking years, guys. Let me tell you, he's been making music for fucking like 11 years. And really, until what? How long until he really got a name? Until he worked with YG. Well, I can't really say that. It hasn't been since last year. It's probably been since 2020, since he's really been relevant with his Beyond Bulletproof album. That was like his big burst into fame was the Beyond Bulletproof album. Then he hit the Community Service collab album with YG. Yeah. But this mainly is gonna probably go down as his best project, you know, coming off the CMG and coming off all that momentum on that album. Yeah, it definitely, like, if you've listened to the CMG album, the compilation album from the record label started by Yo Gotti, obviously, as you guys know, I've been talking about them a lot. It definitely reminds you of the sounds of that album. So, yeah, it's definitely interesting. Rico Nasty, man, I couldn't wait to talk about this album. Maybe not one of my favorite albums of the week. That's going to Joey Badass, and I don't think anyone's even close. Uzi's definitely out there, but that's an EP. That's not really a formulated release, calculated release. Las Ruinas by Rico Nasty. You know, they say hip-hop rap, so I'm going through into this album like, okay, like, Apple Music lies to me once again. Okay, we're getting a Rico Nasty album here. A pretty classic Rico Nasty album. You know, the fast flows, the great cadences, one of the better technical rappers in the female genre, or in the female gender right now. In the female gender, she is up there. Like, she's like the JID of female rap, if I'm being honest with you. That's definitely who she reminds me of. They've been working together, so maybe that's why. But you go into this album, BK the Ruler, kind of first hearing about her. Tizo, Touchdown, and Marshmallow are really like the main features on this album. Like, if you're going into this album, you want to be hyped. I saw Tizo Touchdown on this album, and really, with Tizo Touchdown's style, I should have known what style she was gonna go for here. And with the album cover, and with this kind of aesthetic that she's been putting on going into this album, I should have known. And honestly, I really like her changing style. I really like her getting out of her comfort zone, even though I don't think she gives a fuck. I don't think a comfort zone necessarily exists when you're talking about Rico Nasty, but yeah. interesting. I mean, stuff you'd hear in EDM, stuff you'd hear in punk. There's guitar riffs on this thing. It's kind of ridiculous. It's something you definitely should listen to. I feel like a guy like Fantana would fucking absolutely love this. You got like Death Grips aspects. You have all sorts of things just thrown together. It's very organized though at the same time. Nothing conceptual. I think it's more of a sonic experience for the fans. But yeah, Rico Nasty really delivered here. I think it's a pretty solid project for what? Maybe the 10 tracks, maybe 9 tracks I listened to on this project. I think it's a really solid effort. And I know I can't give a full-fledged review unless I listen to the whole album, because there could have been some hidden gems on the back half. But that's that. Shorty Shorty, not really that memorable of an album here from Shorty Shorty. More Than Music Part 2, he has been fucking teasing this for a long ass time. There's been a couple, like 2 or 3 weeks where he was supposed to drop this, didn't drop it. Reminds me of someone. Joey Badass. So here we are with a Shorty Shorty record. You got Mozzie, you got Offset, you got Rich Homie Quan on this. And honestly, Rich Homie Quan and Shorty Shorty, they reciprocate each other. Like, they have great chemistry. I really like them together on a track, so I thought it was very interesting. Offset was cool, but honestly, Rich Homie Quan was my favorite feature. I listened to a couple other songs on here. Pondé River is very good. Most of these songs are good. He kind of has this Fetty Wap style delivery, I would say. That's like who he reminds me of. And let's see, when was he like really getting into music? 2018, I guess that was after Fetty Wap, but I was gonna say it seems like they kind of came up in that same generation. So I don't know. Fetty Wap and Shorty Shorty, they definitely are. They're reminiscent of each other. Obviously, Fetty Wap's the better artist. He's had a better career, more hits, the whole 9 yards. But Shorty Shorty definitely reminds me of like the prime Fetty Wap. Not the prime, I guess. Just the voice, his ad-libs, his vocal riffs, just everything. Russ drops a song with Ed Sheeran. Now, I found this very, very interesting, actually. Not really, though. I think Russ can fit into a pop genre and work with these guys, R&B-ish type. And it was cool. I heard Ed Sheeran vocalizing on some hi-hats. That's not something you hear every now and then. Even with the song with Lil Baby, Ed Sheeran didn't even do it then, and I thought that was really cool. I need to get through this video, do I? My friends are actually on the road right now, which is pretty cool. They've probably been on the road for about 2.5 hours, so that's nice. They're going to Florida. I can't go, unfortunately. Didn't get my plans canceled on time. Internet Money releases a song with Ken Carson and Lil Tecca. So as you guys may know, like mid-August, I think Internet Money is dropping an EP. So at this point, we have like 2 singles from that EP. So I'm going to make like an edited reaction, but it's probably going to be like a 5-minute video. And I say that, and I underestimate myself every time. The song itself doesn't do much to me. It sounds kind of like a generic Lil Tecca bop with maybe a Ken Carson verse here and there. Some Ken Carson lines here and there. I don't know, man. I didn't think this was all that special. Lil Tecca's style is definitely getting old to me. In the moment, We Love You Tecca, great. You get to We Love You Tecca too, and it's like, okay, I've kind of heard this out of this guy before. It's not like he's revitalized his sound. It's not like he's changing anything about himself. He's not really evolving into anything. It's just kind of this, oh my god, I'm going to have the song of the summer, like that kind of thing. And his fans kind of spread that agenda. They kind of push the agenda. And I don't know. I'm not really that big of a fan of it. No hates to Tecca, but I don't think we should be pushing this agenda like Tecca saving the summer. There's plenty of artists that can save our summer. We have Uzi, we have Travis, we have Lil Baby, we have maybe A$AP Rocky dropping. Like, that's enough, Dusty Locane, Ron Suno, Rosswish, generic drill song, Shoes. I don't want to get into it. Doja Central C, obviously. We already listened to that. I did on stream. Doechii and SZA is going to be where we leave it off. This is a pretty cool collab. I feel like it was inevitable that these 2 female artists came together. I think Doechii is with Top Dog Entertainment, if I'm not mistaken. So SZA is too, I believe. So that's a pretty good sign that they were going to make a song together. But anyways, that's going to do it. I don't fucking know. I don't have anything to say about that song. It's a 20-minute video. I don't really like 20-minute videos. You guys might. but my vocal cords are fucking hurting. So, have a good rest of your day. Tomorrow, 2 movie reviews. The Boys, Breaking Bad reviews,